Peter left us some incredible transformational content in his letters, and I encourage you to read both of his letters. It wouldn't take a long time and it will hit you very deep, 1st and 2nd Peter. But one of the most profound things to me that he wrote about is in 1 Peter chapter 2. And I'm going to start in verse 6. It says, "For it stands in scripture." And then he quotes the Old Testament saying, "See, I lay a stone in Zion, a chosen and honored cornerstone." This is about Jesus. "And the one who believes in him will never be put to shame. So honor will come to you who believe. But for the unbelieving, the stone that the builders rejected, this one has become the cornerstone and a stone to stumble over." It says, for the unbelieving, this beautiful cornerstone, Jesus, has become a stone to stumble over and a rock to trip over. They stumble because they disobey the word. They were destined for this. But you, and this is what I really love, but you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his possession, so that you may proclaim the praises of the one who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. You had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. I like the way the Message translation says it. It says, but you are the ones chosen by God, chosen for the high calling of priestly work, chosen to be a holy people, God's instruments to do his work and speak out for him, to tell others of the night and day difference he made for you, from nothing to something, from rejected to accepted. So Peter is telling us, look, they stumble over this beautiful stone. They stumble over him. Why? Because they don't like his word, because he tells the truth. Jesus said in John 15, they hate me because I tell them that their ways are evil. They hate me because I tell the truth. Like, that's really all there is to it. And then in 1 Peter 2, he says, they stumble over him because they don't want to obey his word. They really just want to gossip anyway. They really just want to hate the person who hates them. They don't want to pray for their enemies. So when you say hard things like bless your enemies and pray for your enemies, it's offensive to me, and I trip over that rock, and I refuse to partner with you. I refuse to run into that rock and let it sharpen me. Let it sharpen my character, transform me, cut off all the extra excess things that don't need to be in my life. I refuse to have that happen, because what you're asking me offends me. I do not want to pray for my enemies. I want to curse those who curse me. I want to be able to lust in my heart. And even though maybe I'm not taking action here and there, I want to lust in my heart. And you tell me, Jesus, even if I lust in my heart, I've already committed adultery. I don't want to receive that you tell me if I hate a person in my heart, I've murdered them. Just the hatred in my heart. No, I want to harbor hatred in my heart and go to church and clap my hands and lift my hands and look really awesome. But I want to hold the hatred in my heart. So I trip over you and I stumble over you because you tell me the truth and I don't like it. He says, but you are chosen for something else. You are chosen to be the ones that say, you know what? You speak a hard truth. You ask a hard thing, but I want it. So instead of his truth, his word offending you, you let it sharpen you. You let the iron sharpen the iron. You let the hard things get into your heart and make the hard parts of your heart soft. You let him do the work that he has to do because you love the cornerstone. Peter also said to those who know him, he is precious. He is so precious even when he asks the things that are hard for us, because we would have to die to ourselves to get there. It's precious that he asks me to do things that challenge me. It's precious that he wants to sharpen my character. So instead of me tripping over him and tripping over him and tripping over him and going around the mountain over and over and over, no, it's so precious to me that I'm going to stop. And like a chosen child of God, I'm going to hear his word and I'm going to apply it. He says, you have ears, but you don't hear, and you have eyes, but you don't see. And in my life and in your life, we're going to be the ones that we hear and we see and we let it transform us. I hear that what I am saying is wrong. I will change it to match your word. I see that what I am doing is wrong, and I will line up what I do with your word, what you want me to do. because you're precious. So I want to encourage you with this. You are one of the ones chosen by God. You used to be rejected, but you're not anymore. You're accepted by the only one that matters above all things. You used to be in that darkness, but now you're in the light. So I want to encourage you. Don't be the one who stumbles over his words because they're hard. Don't be the one who trips and trips and trips because you want to do something that he doesn't want you to do. Be the one that runs up against that stone and lets it smooth you out. Because this excess, these things on me, I don't want. Because I'm also a stone that's building the church. I'm also a stone in the church. I am the church. So when I run into this cornerstone, I'm partnered with it. I'm going to let it transform me, polish me, renew me, set me on fire for what he desires. So I partner with the chosen one, the holy one, the royal one, the priest. My life is joined to him. You are chosen.